Hi everyone, welcome back to Ivan Stock Talks. I haven't posted because I've been sick lately for the past few weeks. I've been feeling under the weather. Um, I'm not sure why, but no, I'm still hanging. I'm still up there, and like I always say, hopefully I come back. My life has changed a lot in the past few months, and that's why I haven't been uploading as much videos as I would want to, or as I was uploading. It's it takes time, dedication, and like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. My life has changed dramatically in the last five, 6 months. And like I said again, I've been under the weather. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but thank God we're still hanging in there. And today, I think Apple hit all-time high. Apple hits all-time high, and you know, and this is the reason that I literally love the S&P 500. You see, I own Nvidia. Nvidia has taken Apple's spot in the S&P 500. Who would have thought about this a year, 6 months ago, that Apple was going to be replaced by Nvidia? Apple, and you see that Nvidia has been going crazy in the market in the past few months. I was gonna buy some stocks, tempted because it's a temptation. The temptation of following the trend. Thank God that I didn't. I'm human, but for that reason, I, I go back to my basics, to my foundation. I already own these stocks. Whether Apple hits all-time high, or has been doing negatively in the past few years, where the whether Nvidia takes Apple's position in the S&P 500, whether Nvidia could take Microsoft first, number one spot in the S&P 500. I don't have to worry about these things, and I keep buying the S&P 500 because I literally, like, sometimes I want to get into individual stocks, but I just hate that I'm missing out. I hate I'm human, and if you say that you hate, that you don't care about missing out, then you are lying to yourself. I dislike missing out, especially in the markets, especially when it has to do about making money. And when you buy the S&P 500, you don't miss out on anything. You own all these companies. You don't care if out of nowhere another company, ramps up to the top 10 or to the top 5 in the S&P 500. You don't have to worry about that. And that's the thing, like, like you don't really feel like you own it. That's the thing, right? Like, you buy the S&P 500 and you don't feel like you own Apple. Like, you want to go ahead and buy Apple individually, or whatever is your favorite stock, right? For whatever reason, because it pays a dividend, because you own or use their services. Like, through the S&P 500, you don't really feel like you own it. It's not tangible. Like, if I go and buy Apple separately, like, you feel like you own it. But through the fund, you don't really like you. It feels like you don't own it, and that's the thing. The fear that people get about missing out. Yeah, I think that should be the topic of this video. I just started recording, talking out of my brain. I haven't recorded a video in the past few days, few weeks, And this is the point of the video. Like, you don't feel like you own these companies. It's like they don't feel tangible because because you buy it through the fund, through the ETF. And if I know which other like company is gonna be the like what other company is gonna be like the next trend, I don't know. We don't know. It could be AMD. I have a PC and I buy AMD stuff like the Ryzen 9. I just bought it and I love it. It's fast. It does the work. But I'm not gonna go ahead and buy AMD. If I know what's gonna happen in the future, then yeah, I'll just go ahead and buy it. But I don't know the future. I'm sorry, guys. This is I don't we and go back to if you're like in the stock market, go ahead and search Nvidia a year ago. Like no, maybe from a year ago to now, yeah, but let's go a bit further than that. Like, and even a year ago, we didn't know what was gonna happen. I follow a ton of people out there that has individual stock, that owns individual stock, and they don't have Nvidia. They have other types of investment, and it's okay. But my point is that we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Like Apple, people haven't bashing Apple because they're not in the AI trend, and eventually they will because Apple takes its time. Like, okay, there's this new thing coming out. How we're gonna roll it that favor us, the company, right? Like Apple is first the company and then the consumers, and they always try to say, everything's they try to specialize to the consumer. Like, we're gonna do this so you can personalize it. I've been noticing that from Apple. So back again, um, we hate missing out. We dislike as humans missing out, and I have to remind myself that you are not missing out because you already own these companies. If a company increases its dividend and I own it through the S&P 500, then I get the benefit of that. Either if the share gets appreciated, like a stock gets, in share wise gets an appreciation, then I get the benefit of that. So I have to constantly like remind myself, like, Ivan, you're only human. Um, you don't know what's gonna happen next, and just keep buying the S&P 500, and that's what I've been doing. I just buy the S&P 500, and that's the thing that I love it. Like when I think about this, when I do a self analysis, like when I reflect, like, hey, am I buying the S&P 500? It gives me the assurance that I'm not missing out. I'm not missing out. I'm not missing out on the dividend increases from companies. I'm not missing out on share appreciation. I'm not missing out on on which company is gonna be the next company, like the next company that is like they haven't increased within a year, so like 100% or 200% or 1,000%. I don't miss out, and this is for long term. Like, even this is for long term. You know what I mean? Like, in the long run, it gonna play it out. Like, I gotta treat the S&P 500 as an individual stocks that has many businesses, and which it is. Like, I buy the S&P 500, which is a fund, and this fund contains companies, lots of companies that works, for the investor. And like I said, that's what I like about the S&P 500, and I have to remind myself why I invest. I hate the fear of missing out. That's why I switched from SHC, which has been doing, that for the depends on the point of view, good or bad. For me, it has done terrible, even though it has a good dividend. So I reject S dividend stocks for now, right? Because I'm still in the wealth accumulation process. I don't want to miss out. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but it is like I don't miss out. Like Apple gets the share appreciated, I already own it. Apple increases its dividends, I own it. Microsoft, Coca Cola, whichever other company that it's in the fund does well, I'm gonna do well. If whichever company does not do well, it's gonna be kicked out of the fund, and I'm gonna be in a better position because that company will be replaced by the competition. So just just to reiterate the video, I hate missing out. As a human, we hate missing out. So to maintain that level of like, what should I do? What should I do next? I buy the S&P 500, and the rest will take care of itself. Okay, so don't not be afraid of missing out when you own the S&P 500. And that was my video. Thank you for watching. If you get to watch, and like I said, I know I haven't posted videos, but my life has changed a lot in the past few months. So I'm trying to to do I'm trying to adjust to the change. And thank you so much. And hopefully, I'll see you on the next one. And remember, keep investing, keep working for your future. I'll see you in the next one.